Hello, Miss Dita and friend. We are from group 5 that consists of me, Asya, Oni, and Novia. So today we are going to presentation about phoneme and phonemic rules. The first one is start with the definition of phoneme. Phoneme is a sound or a group of different sounds perceived to have the same function by speaker of the language or dialect. Next, please. A phoneme is a distinctive or contrastive sound in a language. Distinctive mean in the context is that the sound make a difference in meaning and has communicative value. Phonemes are traditionally written between slating line as p, m, a. Different phonemes make contrast in word. For example, n, and t are all phoneme because they serve to make contrast in word as in nap, lap, tap. Here we see how the phoneme of a language are determined by means of what are called minimal pairs. A minimal pairs is a set of different words consisting of all the same sound except for one. The one sound which contrasts in the determinant to be phonemes since it makes a difference in meaning. It differentiates one word from another. We can conclude that p, b, s, m, n, f, v, and k are all phonemes. Phonemes are also said to be in parallel distribution since they occur in the same or parallel phonetic environment.
And next is allophones. And allophones is a predictable variant of a phoneme. Allophones are the individual members of a class of sounds or phoneme, or the pronunciable or concrete realization of an abstraction. There is an example for number 1, the letter T and the type of sound produced on the word tart compared to stuff. And the T in the first word is stronger than the second, and that's how allophones work. And allophones are non-constructive, constructive variants of a phoneme, since substituting one allophone for another allophone of the same phoneme will not lead to a different word. For example, in number 2, in the word tomato, some people pronounce this word tomato, while others pronounce it tomato. But the definition of tomato doesn't change. It's just a different way of pronouncing. Next.
The next is phonemic rules. Phonemic rules is the allophones of phoneme are predictable and hence can be stated in terms of a phonemic rule. The phonemic rules describe how phonemes are realized as their allophones in the given environment. These are some symbols of phonemic rules. The first one is devoicing. Devoicing is a sound change in which voiceless consonants, for example H, become voiced due to the influence of their phonological environment. For the example, in word who and had. In word who, W and H became H and spell who. And then the second one is aspiration. Aspiration is the period between the release of the closure of a consonant and the start of the vocal activity for the vowel that comes after it. For example, party and computer.
The next phonemic rules are unreleased. A stop with an audible release or an applosive. It means that a stop consonant with no release burst. like no audible indication of the end of its occlusion or hold. For example, in the words capture and hope. Next, dentalization. Dentalization is pronounced with the tip of the tongue against the upper front teeth or the alveolar ridge. For example, from the word at and eight. Next, syllabic. A syllabic consonant is a consonant that replaces the vowel e in a syllable. They make it possible to make some short and shorter and simpler, like madden and listen. Next, nasal release. The release of the stop consonant into a nasal. For example, like witness and mitten. Next, lateral release. A lateral release is the release of a plosive consonant into a lateral consonant, like the word like atlas and butler. And next, length. Length is a feature of sounds that have distinctively extended duration compared with other sounds. There are two types of length, long and short. For long example, like fade and grow, and short example like fade and broke. Next is fronting. Fronting is a sound change in which a vowel or consonant becomes front, advanced, or pronounced, further to the front of the vocal tract than some reference point.
And next is retracting. When the relatively low tongue posture of r tends to pull the tongue tip or apical consonants backwards towards a post-alveolar place of articulation. And nasalization, the production of a sound while the volume is lowered, so that some air escapes through the nose during the production of the sound by the mouth. And velarization is a secondary articulation of consonants by which the back of the tongue is raised toward the volume during the articulation of the consonant. And last is labialization, is a sound involves the lips while the remainder of the oral cavity produces another sound. Next. All right, guys, I think that's all from our group. And thank you so much for your attention. Bye-bye.